All right, so we have our environments set up. I'm not going to go through that hell that we went through last time. So essentially, at the moment, we are looking to build a program using AI, and it's pretty simple. To start off, let's just make sure we've got the most up-to-date anchor documents. Let's ask ChatGPT. I think that should be good. All right. Before we begin, so Claude is definitely one of the better LLMs to be using at the moment. I did previously use Gemini 2.5, and I've heard Grok is good, but Grok doesn't quite work well yet, whereas Claude 4 is the best. So that's what we're going to stick with. Cool. That's what we want. Okay. So what should we build today? Any ideas? Let's do an NFT marketplace. So what we have here is basically this is what I want it to do. This is some context of how the NFTs are going to work, and it's likely going to build the NFT minting into the program itself. And then it's kind of like the journey and the currency, and then we just want to get up-to-date information on the latest NFT open source marketplace. Let's just put Solana in there just in case. And Metaplex Core is the new NFT standard, which they're pushing a lot at the moment. And if you do build a game with NFTs, you can apply for a grant with them. They will still have to approve you, but I can kind of help you with that process as well if that's something you want to do. So it should just start building after it does its research. Cool. So Metaplex Core is pretty good. They've sharpened it up a lot. And looks like, yeah, 85% cost reduction, so 70 cents per NFT that gets minted. Single account structure, which makes it cheaper. Advanced plugin system, built-in staking systems, asset-based point system, burn to mint functionality, game asset. Okay, so there's a bunch of new stuff that they've added. And 2023 is pretty gross. But it should be able to take lessons from it as long as Anchor is using the correct version. Have I gone past it? Let's look at our cargo. Okay, so it's not specifying a version, which is good. It means it's going to default to 0.31. There you go. So using SPL token is challenging. We'll see how we go. But from my experience, SPL token does not build well. So it's just using a dummy program ID. Once we deploy, we update this, we build and deploy again, just to make sure that the ID on chain is the correct one, but you don't get it until you deploy. So let's have a look at this. Essentially, first is program NFT marketplace, initialize marketplace. We will, I think we have to initialize. So that's probably an issue we're going to run into later. I'll see if we can get around the initialization. So it's only initializing with a fee. So we should be able to just hard code a fee into it and build the program that way, and then we can avoid initializing. Just for reference, you have to initialize your Rust program using TypeScript, and it's a massive pain in the ass to do. So mint NFT from inventory. So yeah, it's basically created that. Verify player owns the game item. I don't know how it's going to do that verification. So like, where is it getting the player key from? What I might do is just have it build the, okay. So this is the Metaplex core. And I'm guessing it's going to use the symbol game for each of those NFTs. We've got a 5% royalty fee, not that it matters. And there's no collection, so they're going to be separate. We need to... Actually, it should be fine. If we just use game, we'll be able to reference it that way. Plugin royalties, creators. Cool, so it's doing a whole lot of stuff. It's adding power and level to it. And that's a dynamic attribute, essentially, that can change based on the game and the progress. Yeah, nice. Okay. Oh, God. So I think this is the initialization script. And obviously there's errors there because we need to build it. Let's look at doing an install. So let's quickly read it. Metaplex core integration, gaming specific features, where it built in these. The marketplace functionality with Sol payments, advanced plugin system, production ready code. So all of that's complete. Let's go and open up a new terminal, and we'll do our pnpm install. And that is only installing our requirements for this initialization script. We'll try the initialization, but I don't think it's going to work. So we'll see how we get around it. While it's doing that, because it's completely separate, we can go ahead and try anchor build. Did not work. Let's go into programs and try anchor build. Again, same problem. So let's just go back to our main. Now let's just copy this error. That is not correct. Error when trying to build. So base 58 is a string, I think. What is this? Okay. Because you're using a placeholder program ID in the code, let me fix this by generating a proper program ID. Okay. Because of this code here, it's not going to work. So it's given me the script to run. I'm going to do that in the terminal by myself. And basically, it's just creating the target. It did not, because it cannot build. So build errors. Let's just go skip here, stop, result. Yeah, so we're running into dependency errors immediately, which is such a pain in the ass. So it just wants to build a Solana keygen. I think I can just do Solana. No. Alright, let's just make sure we follow it. Ah, mates. Right. So it's trying to talk shit, but not accepting that. And then it started changing my dependencies. So we just need to make sure it's got all of the information it needs. I have the Solana CLI installed, of course. It's the dumbest shit I've ever seen. Same issue as before, right? Hey, search the web. You are clearly using the wrong commands. So I could probably just do it myself, but for the sake of showing you guys, we're just gonna force the AI to do everything. What the? Just let it. So I don't know. I don't understand why it's getting stuck in this loop of constantly using Solana keygen, and it can't do the commands here because I'm in WSL, and it cannot do WSL commands. What are you talking about? So it's going to manually do it, and then I guarantee it's going to go back to using the Solana keygen. What if I just do this? No. Again, that's not going to work. It's just absolutely. So we're just going to stop. So I'm just using my wallet key pair for now, just so we can get past this hump. But obviously it can't deploy to that, but we will be able to fix it. Oh. So we're definitely going to have a lot of dependency issues with, see, SPL token immediately did not work. It's such a massive pain to build with SPL token. Oh, but hang on, we have traction. So let's just actually that's fine. So it's building. The dependencies are good now. It now is going to update the code to be using the new dependencies. This build is going to fail with a bunch of errors because it's built using SPL token for SPL associated token account, etc., etc. So we can't run the build because we're running in WSL. So let's just go back to this. And so this is going to fail, and then we'll start again. Yeah. So it failed with two errors and 16 warnings. The warnings don't matter, but the errors do. Likely we can't use NFT Mint as ref anymore, but let's see what happens. Okay. So same errors. So basically we just need to copy these errors. Don't worry about the warnings. Please only focus on fixing the errors. Because it's compiled stuff earlier, it doesn't have to compile the whole thing again. So it's just recompiling what we changed. Look at that. All right, so we successfully built it, which is good. So now we should be able to actually just go anchor deploy. What? We're on DevNet. I really hope my environment's not broken. I don't understand why it's trying to do this fuckery. Okay. It just needs to be changed to DevNet, which is done in here. Let's just have a look at that. So the cluster is set to local net. I'm not running a local validator. You don't need to. You can if you want. But if you guys ever need DevNet Sol, you can just ask me. I have like 1,500 of the bad boys. So let's anchor deploy again. And it looks like it's going to work. So essentially what that's going to do is in our target folder, we have we don't have our IDL yet. I think we need to fix the build script to get our IDL, but we now have our key pair. So this is the program ID we just got from our deploy. We need to copy it, go to our lib, paste it in here, go to our anchor, and just paste all of this. And I think that's it. The only other thing is we're not getting an IDL. So please update our build so that we generate an IDL. I think they changed it recently so that you can build without doing an IDL, where in the past you would do both. But so now we need to tell it to actually do the IDL as well. And the IDL is where everything fails. So hopefully that doesn't happen for us. So you can build in Solana native, or you can build in Anchor. It's better to build in Anchor because you don't have to build your transactions in your front end. It's already done through Anchor. You just have to have the IDO. Whereas when using Solana native, you have to serialize every transaction, and it's really bad. Um, a really bad time because it often doesn't work. Now with AI, you can serialize transactions, no problem, but still, it's better just to use Anchor. So we just successfully built. So let's do Anchor deploy. We still don't have an IDO, which Okay, so just this is your key pair for your program. Don't lose it. If you delete it, it will have to build on a new program, and you won't lose that Solana because the program is saved to your CLI wallet. And so you can do a command to get all of your programs, and then you'll be able to find it and close it out. But you won't be able to upgrade it or change it if you lose these files. So don't lose them. Let's do anchor IDL build. No, but that at least gives us the solution. Okay, so now I wonder if we'll get the IDL when we do a normal build. It'll do the build, and now it's doing the IDL build. So it's a two-step process now for whatever reason. Maybe if I do anchor build SBF, it will do both by default. Probably will. Hopefully this works. I have a feeling it won't. Oh, all right. That's what's up. So we now have our IDL, which we will use in our front end application to reference and understand our transactions. So this is the serialization of how many accounts or whatever it uses. You also have types, which is essentially like the same thing. It's just a TypeScript file. But generally, you can get away with just using your JSON IDL. Okay, success. We have built and deployed on DevNet, and we have our IDL. Let's just drag that in there so I can reference it. Now back to the initialization script. We did make some changes. Do we need to update the scripts? And let's just reference this one. I don't even think that's an initialization script because it says tests. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, maybe it is. Definitely need to update the test script since we made significant changes to the program. Old Metaplex core functions that we removed. Okay, so essentially we couldn't get core to work and it removed it instantly. So all of that fun stuff is gone. But for the purpose of this, we don't care. But I definitely recommend using core in everything you do going forward and just getting the latest documentation. The Metaplex team are also very helpful as well. If you do have any issues, they'll be able to sort you out. 46 errors. So it just needs to go through and fix that. And it's all console log. Okay. So it's slowly going to go down and fix all of these errors and make sure that they are compatible with our IDO. Cool. So that's new. I've never seen it be 100% on an initialization script like that. So we need to do this in WSL. Skip deploy. We should have also skipped build. That's right. Perfect. Now the test script is properly updated to match. Yeah. So we're just waiting here. Next time we'll also do skip build and just do test. So it's found a test script and it's running it. It is getting rate limited because it's using the public DevNet facet. So let's go to Helios and we'll get our RPC from them. Helios offers a free RPC. I must be paying for mine. But with the free one, I think you get 50,000. And then for 50 USD, you get, or maybe they upgraded it because I don't think I'm paying for mine. Anyway, let's grab this. Uh, so that should apply, and we'll go anchor test, skip build. And skip deploy. Let's get it ready for this. This is being slow. Let's start the prompt again. All right. So let's run that test again. I need a new keyboard because I keep running out of battery. Whoa. Again? Why? Doesn't make much sense, but let's take a look. Result. Oh, creating a more robust airdrop strategy. Well, hang on. Let me just double check. We're good. Actually, going to reject those changes because it's still just going to try and request an airdrop. But let's airdrop to anyway. Yeah. So it can be hard to get DevNet Sol because it is rate limited. And every time they load up the faucet with more Solana, bots just mint it all, even though it's completely useless to them. So if you do need DevNet Sol, just let me know. Cool. Let's try it again. So we are funding the script using our own Solana. So this is looking really good. Marketplace initialized successfully. NFT listed successfully. Our second NFT listed for delisting test is complete. Fails by unauthorized user. That's fair. So marketplace stats. Nice. So we tested pretty well there. Let's just copy everything in because there were a few errors. So what we'll do is just do one more test, and then I'm just going to whip up a front end, and we're going to try and just simulate it on a quick front end. Trying to manually manipulate land ports. The buyer doesn't have permission to transfer from their own account this way. We need to use a system program for transfers. I need to rebuild it. Fair enough. so it's probably going to do the exact same thing. I know you delisted, fine. So let's do anchor build. And then anchor deploy, which will happen after the build is complete. So, I mean, this part is like tricky to understand because you can't really see it in action. You don't know how it operates yet, but essentially this is like the hardest part. Once this program is done, building a really basic front end to be able to use it is easy. All the tests were successful except for one. Initialize the marketplace. That makes no sense because it just did everything. Anyway, we can look at that after it's built simple front ends for our marketplace. And where's it building it? Into this folder. That's fine. Now, probably could have built this just using React and not using Next.js, but for you guys, if you're going to be testing something, build in Next.js because as soon as it's working, you can reuse it for your main page. Whereas you don't want to be using raw React for anything. So raw React is definitely a lot faster and simpler, but it's just good practice to constantly build in Next.js so that you can learn that environment. You should never build any front end in any other stack. So I think it still needs to update my package.json. Because there's no wallet adapter. Oh yeah, there is, never mind. Well, we may be able to install it. Oh god, that's a horrible. Okay, so once this is done, we can do pm install. Cool. So that should get rid of these 60 errors, but this error here is definitely going to stay. Let's just accept all. Do Control Shift P to restart our TS server, and it just refreshes these. So yeah, the problem is at the moment that it's using some old school dependencies. $59 errors. It's because that program ID is a massive pain. Let's just copy all of the errors and paste them in here. I don't think it's going to be able to fix this one easily, but it will be the last one to fix. So we could probably just delete this backpack wallet from here as well. Oh wow, it's already, yeah, so this one's still going to stick around for a bit. Fixing this is going to be a nightmare. I don't know how I did it before. I don't think that's going to fix it, but it looks good. So let's just do pm dev. Okay, so it's just going to having a node error. Cool. All right, so let's have a look. No dice. So it failed as soon as it started. All right, let's just wait for it to finish this. Let's delete this next. Next is the cache from the build, and it didn't really do much. All right, that looks much better. It's just building. It's a bit slow. Let's have a look. Got a font error. Mostly just font. It's all just font errors. So just accept. We'll go to the page and copy and paste. It's that simple. So once that's done, we should have a working page. It's just this font error that's causing problems. Has to import it. Cool, bro. That's broken. Same shit. Just delete our cache. All right. Sick. So let's connect our wallet and see what happens. I also need to change to DevNet. I think I already have DevNet NFTs, so we'll be able to test it right away. DevNet, cool. All right, so let's mint an NFT and see what happens. Gigasword, BFG, the gun. It's a Duke Nukem reference from a long time ago. So I can't read it because it's, there you go. So that failed. No, it didn't. Apparently it was successful. Let's just make sure we save that. Let's check on SoulScan. Make sure you go to DevNet when you're on SoulScan. I've got that ID. And hey, look at that. So that actually worked. It successfully minted that NFT on DevNet. I'm shocked it worked because usually it doesn't. So let's go and put in this, and we're going to list it for 5 Sol. List NFT. It's saying it's not valid. Let's just have a look. Okay, strange. It's certainly minted on DevNet. So let's just copy all of the errors with a screen grab. Great. I was able to connect wallets and also mint an NFT on DevNet. However, when I tried to list it, I got errors. See these screenshots for more information. Paste the screenshot in. While we're waiting for that, I have DevNet NFTs here anyway. Does Phantom not show DevNet NFTs anymore? What? All right, so Phantom has removed collectibles from the DevNet. What a joke. Basically, you can't use Phantom anymore if you want to test and build contracts that include NFTs. It's ridiculous. Failed to list NFT. Again, same error. Okay, so hang on. All right, just for the sake of it, we are going to anchor build and we'll anchor deploy. But I'm pretty sure we are using the latest version of our contracts. So this is just to make AI happy. Copy the mint address, list it for sale. Let's just copy this and try and list it again. Fail. Okay, so we just successfully built and deployed it again, just so the AI is aware that we've done what it required us to do. Let's just copy everything, paste it in, built and deployed, still unable to list the NFT that I minted. So I think I may have lost that NFT ID, but that's fine. We can just do another one. And just gibberish. Mint address. Hey. So it's doing a bunch of stuff here. Um, it's got nothing to do with what we're doing because it's just trying to fix a hydration error, which is fine. Just let it do what it needs to do. All right, let's see if we can try and get it in 4. Still failed. We've got a bigger error code here, which is good. Also, it's important to know that if it is constantly failing and you can't figure out why, you can put logs into the program so that it gives you a printed output of exactly what it's doing, what it needs to do. And then you can find out exactly what's going wrong. So don't just do the same thing over and over. It is best to just like immediately go to do the logs and figure out what's going on exactly, because you will go in circles. So let's just replace that. We do have an error here. It's not important right now. An error with the transaction structure or wallet connection. So this could actually be a problem. Let's load it in. Hang on. Was that correct? Yeah. I've got plenty of Solana, so we don't need to worry about that. Sorry, I was looking at my phone. Okay, let's try it again. So minting works. You can actually update it so that you can see the transaction cost and what you'll receive, but it's not important right now. Let's check it out. Hopefully it works. NFT listed successfully. That's pretty cool. So let's now go here and buy the NFT again, if possible. NFT purchased successfully. So we just created our own NFT marketplace. From here, there's a lot of different things we can do. We can upgrade our front end to display the NFTs that are listed and their price. We can then put buy buttons on them. There's a lot of things we can do. And it's like the program seems simple, but it does exactly what we need. And then we can just upgrade the front end to kind of expand on those options. So let's just go here and let's list this one because we should have it in our wallet. Actually, let's just mint a new NFT. And so, like, when we talk about an NFT marketplace, that doesn't mean we are, building the next Magic Eden or anything like that. This can be used inside your game so that when people mint the item that they find, they can then list it in that marketplace that you've built into the game. Great. Can we now display the NFTs that are listed and put a price against them with a buy button similar to a normal NFT marketplace, but don't do too much, please. You got to tell it not to do too much, otherwise it will start building out an entire marketplace. And that's not what we're doing. So it's created a whole new component. and then it will import that component into our page to then display on our page. Cool, we can accept that. And let's go back. Do we need a refresh? Action listings. So none of this makes sense. It's just put random data on there. So that's not what we want. It's added mock data. Please remove all mock data and only use live data. Like none of these exist. There's nothing to buy. It's bullshit. It's a lie. So my NFT, like, so some of these, oh, it's not registered that it's. Oh, actually, these might be NFTs that when we initially initialized, it created NFTs on the contract. So these NFTs do actually exist. All right, so I'm not going to do much more there, but basically that was 1 hour build of building a NFT marketplace on Solana, minting NFTs, and then listing them, delisting them, and also buying them. So like it's really not that difficult. You just have to follow the process. Obviously, having context and understanding of how Solana works helps. But like that's all stuff you can learn very quickly as long as you're talking with the AI and learning with them. This is a hydration error. It doesn't matter. We can fix it, but I don't care. But yeah, that's working. So we have an initialized marketplace on DevNet. We've got a fee of 2.5%. I don't know where the fee's going, so I don't think it's actually built a fee into it. Let's ask. Where does the 2.5% fee go? Because we never set up a treasury wallet or anything like that. Okay, so it's going to my CLI wallet because that's the wallet I put the authority on the program. Cool. So yeah, that's pretty simple. I'm going to do some cleanup. Solana program close, I think it is. And I'm just going to close that program and withdraw the Solana. Will it work? I need to do the bypass warning. Command not found. Did I do it wrong? Bypass. Oh, my bad. Hang on. There we go. So I just closed off that program. That program cost me 2 Solana, which is huge considering it's such a simple program. Um, what a joke. But yeah, that's building a program and building a front end that works with Solana. So the important thing is, guys, use Anchor. I didn't use Anchor for a really long time, and I used to spend like hours serializing transactions. Anchor does it all for you. All of this here is the serialization and deserialization of the transactions, and so it just imports it directly. Simple stuff. I can send this to you guys if you want to use it. And yeah, if you do have any questions at all, let me. Does anyone have questions now? Cool.